and the conditions, some of these bits of like control and the touches and the swivels are just so good. Goretzka and Kimmich double pivoting. He now offloads it to Sane. Sane's so good. He's so good. But sometimes he'd frustrate me if he was on my team because of how he can like slow play down. But you know, some people are like tempo setters, and there is a concept of you want people who can take the sting. Oh, KDB just hurt himself trying to save that. Oh, that doesn't look good. Now, Bayern and the referee are in no obligation to stop this because it's clearly not a head injury, but it's still fucked up. I love KDB. Dude, and he hurt himself just trying to stretch to keep like a ball. Like it was an inconsequential moment. The ball, I mean, if he doesn't do it, it's going to go out of bounds for a Bayern throw in. But like, it's like at the halfway line. Dude. They just showed the replay. That could be real bad. Hopefully it's one of those like he touches it, ball, the control gets a little away from him. Then again, it's raining like fuck. And he goes, so he takes touch and he's trying to like stretch and salvage it by a hit. I hope I didn't just show my feet. Stretch to salvage it. And what was I gonna say? And yeah, he's back up. Dude, modern day athletes are insane. Some of the times you watch how they bend and their knees buckle and they're completely fine. Nuts. But anyways, he's going to stretch to salvage it and just try to like outside the foot flick it back in, and his right leg awkwardly gets caught up underneath him because of the weather. Dude, and he's back on the pitch running around fine. Or seemingly fine. I mean, he probably will have a limp. That looked awkward, dude. His leg. Ooh. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Kimmich will get his head up. Play it short. Upamecano. Oh, that's a committed, strong tackle from Akanji. Oh. Oof. That's good running with the rock from Rodri. Running with the rock with Rodri. He should have once he retires, that should be his like YouTube channel, teaching people how to like dribble. Dude, look at the pressure applied from Leroy Sané there. Leroy Sané just hauled ass to track back there and put pressure on it. Dude, we take it for granted how crisp some of these passes are right there. Like Kimmich just played in, it's just like a routine 20, 30 meter pass. But it's like, even at this angle and stuff, it's hard not to appreciate how crisp and how straight. You go try to kick a ball with that much crispness, you're typically going to see a crap ton of spin on it because you're really getting into it and hitting it on your instep. But they managed to just square it up and still. Sadio Mane to come on. Kevin De Bruyne to come off. Protecting Kevin. Hopefully he can go get that checked and it's not too serious. In that endeavor. Oh, he should have probably done better with that. That was a Pavard, the right back in the box, looking like a number 9, at least in where he was positioned. Dude, it is pouring rain. Holy. You can really tell when they're showing Musiala get subbed off. The homie Sadio Mane. There'll be some boos for him, surely. Oh, mistake from Upamecano. Haaland's in. He tries to pick him out of the far post. That's a goal, City. Huge mistake from Upamecano. Ruthlessly punished there by City. Upamecano gets his pocket picked. City has a man run off the ball in that moment. It's a lovely flick. to spring him to Haaland. And Haaland, despite being, just a big poacher striker type, obviously he's not, and that's just what some of the narrative is sometimes, picks out a really good cross. As someone is crashing the 6, Haaland just stands up a nice ball to the back post to a free Bernardo who's arriving late, and he direct buries his header back to where it came from. Jack Grealish actually does super well for that goal. Jack Grealish is the one who robs Upamecano, not only picks his pocket, but then immediately heel flicks it to Haaland. It's really good understanding, because Haaland, the moment he sees that Upamecano has kind of dribbled himself into trouble and that Grealish is likely to be able to take it off of him, he instinctively gives him an overlap. And he immediately starts running. So by the time Grealish has won it, he's able to just give a fucking super nice heel flick to Haaland. And then again, really composed cross from Haaland. Stands it up to the back post. Lets that first attacker crash the 6 and absorb the defenders. Stands it up at the back post at the free Bernardo to bury it where it came from. Damn, that's a huge second goal. Because, I mean, if you're Bayern and you leave here 1-0 with Tuchel having just gotten hired, do you think that's a good result to bring back to Germany? 2-0 is not a terrible one. They could easily overturn this. If it stays at 2, Upamecano just gave the ball away. He is a good passer of the ball, Upamecano. This game alone, he has had several incisive passes into feet. Good header by Alphonso Davies at the back post there. Bayern's under pressure, and it's mainly to their own doing. I wanted to give Upamecano credit because he is a good passer. You don't want to take that out of his game. He is really incisive and can pick balls into feet, which can break pressure. So I don't even necessarily mind his errant pass just then that got intercepted and has given City this chance. But the dribbling and getting your pocket picked, that's hard. That's rough. Oh, huge header that from Goretzka. These are big defensive headers from Bayern right now, as City are knocking on the door and wanting a third. Bernardo running with the ball. Dude, he's... Oh! The ball goes through everybody in the end. Cross comes in, and it looks like a couple half chances develop, but no chance in the end. I love this tactical camera I have on the left side here. I don't know if you were in the stream yet, but yeah, it was real nice. Especially, you can see that Haaland could tell that Grealish was in a position to pick Upamecano's pocket, because he immediately starts giving him the overlap. So by the time Grealish has stolen the ball, Grealish does that cheeky little heel flick to play Haaland in, and Haaland, known as a scorer with a nice little cross, just stood up at the back post. Oh, did he with the rock? I'm at the 75th minute, like 74-55 technically. That's a big save from Sommer. I have the stream the game up, and then I have the tactical cam. I didn't know they had this. I don't know if this is new, but at halftime they had mentioned something about you go to a different site and there's a tactical cam, like the bird's eye view. It's so sick, and it's like a second behind my actual gameplay, so I can watch it and then watch a replay of what happened from the tactical cam. That's a big save. That is a huge save. To get down that sharply and to get it wide. Oh, that's a huge header from De Ligt. And he rolled the heck out of his ankle in the first half. I'm happy for him. That should be a goal. Ruthless from City. A very un-City-like goal, but still filthy. Ball comes into the box. Someone there at the back post just heads it back across the 6. And Haaland, that's the Haaland that is commonly talked about. Is the more in the right place at the right time for just him to sweep it home. But he showed he's got more to that with the assist for the second. That's a good header. That's just ruthless because it's a really good header from De Ligt. Ball comes back out. It gets recycled. Just to... Is he onside? I think so. Just to kind of hit and hope ball into the box. John Stones gives every fucking thing to win that header. Oh my god. Look how John Stones eventually lands. That has to fucking hurt. Oh my god, dude. My hip and lower back is hurting just from pouring it on. Is that pun intended because of the rain? That's a really good finish from Haaland's right. His weaker foot. First time. But dude, John Stones fucking gave it all to square that ball. Damn. The homie Sadio Mane comes on, they boo him, and then they score 2. And I don't think Mane's touched the ball since coming on. Not that it's his fault or whatever, but it's one of those things where Tuchel. Yo, Bayern's manager just got hired. Oh, what a pass. What a fucking pass. Oh my god, the 77-35-ish. Goretzka, first time half volley out around his rib cage. Just sweetly strikes it, perfectly weighted. That is a juicer. Straight juice. That's like, there's so much freaking talent on the field that even 3-0 down, there's just... Bayern can ooze class like that, but they need to score a goal. At 1-0, even 2-0, with them hiring a new, just hiring their manager, it's not a terrible result. They can bring it back to Germany and try to win at home convincingly, but this makes it look rough. How are them? First, yeah. Oh, Upamecano, risky again. Oh, he's pounced on Upamecano. Oh, good shit. Well, dude, Sommer's been incredible despite the 3-0 scoreline for Bayern, their goalkeeper. How are those schedules coming along? So what do? Devise like what time periods your workers will go over there, and so like they'll be there from this time to this time on these days, kind of thing. And like how long it probably should take to fit. Oh, ooh. And then Upamecano from Bayern hasn't helped it. And I was saying earlier, the thing is he is a really good passer of the ball, and you don't want to take that away from him. His ability to break pressure by playing incisive passes into feet. But after he had his pocket robbed, his pocket picked for City's second, that's one of those you're like, okay, at least for the next X amount of time, I'm not going to try those. I'm just going to, be a bit more pragmatic. But he is still trying them right now, and a couple of them have put his team in danger, and City could have scored another. Bayern can still score. I mean, they are lacking the presence of a true number 9 right now. They're kind of like an identity crisis, I feel like. Granted, they did just get a new manager. So, identity crisis is understandable. Oh. That's lovely football to control that there. And I mean, yeah, they just recycled and they dropped it. But that was great press from Bayern. Oh. Oh, wow, that fell to Grealish. He's able to stretch the play. It's him and Upamecano one-on-one. He cuts it inside. Oh, they got a 4-on-3 here on the right. Oh, good effort from Alvarez. I don't know. I mean, they had options. Lovely take, though. If it wasn't 3-0, you probably would be a little more upset that he didn't keep moving the... Oh, my God, that's a lovely effort. That is just a foot wide from being narrow, nestled and crustled in that side netting. We got all the doors at 1-800-DOORS.doors, and then it's just like doors inside of doors and doors on top of doors. It's like we got doors to places that only... Oh, Sane might be through here. Oh, what That's good defending by John Stones. Not only to keep up in the foot race, but then his use of his body there. But it's like sometimes there's like doors on walls that don't even lead anywhere. So it's like, anyways, it's just like a silly, like a 3-second moment as it transitions, and it's like showing aliens watching that TV channel or whatever. The mountain ridges #1 carpet stealer. We got carpet on carpet on carpet. We got so much carpet you're gonna fly away on it. See, I just made that up on the fly, but you can picture it. Come by this Saturday for the great carpet blowout, where it won't just be your back that's getting blown out. You know, am I right? You know what I'm saying? City with the corner. Oh my God! Another brilliant save. Oh my gosh, this could easily be 5 or 6. What a performance from Sommer. That's a good corner. Huge. Like, I mean, he's damn near the penalty spot away. And Rodri with a great header. Gets good power and accuracy on it. Full stretch. Fingertips. More like upper palm from Sommer. Hell yeah. That's badass. Yeah, I didn't get to go this year. I went last year on Friday. That's cool though. Lovely day for it. It was what, like 65, 67 degrees out there. See, that's his passing. It's a good example. I was just talking about how the narrative is going to be Upamecano can't pass and he's shaky and stuff, but the only reason he's attempting those is because he is really good at finding feet. And that was an example. He broke 2 lines of press with the ball. It's just like after you make that first mistake and you have your pocket picked, you just gotta lock it down for a bit. Oh, that's a good switch of play from Thomas Muller. João Cancelo against his former team. A big win for City. But they need to be careful. I'd love for Bayern to score one here just to make it more interesting in the return leg. There was a cool sequence in the coverage where, so we're watching, they cut to Degata chipping in from 16, right? One of those, you know, he's actually off the side of the green. He's kind of in the patrons, and he has to chip it, and he plays the iconic funnel on 16. And everyone goes wild, they show it. Well, like 90 seconds to maybe 3 minutes later, which, you know, obviously just because we're seeing it later doesn't mean it's happening later. They will catch the... Anyway, so about 2 minutes later, they show Jordan Spieth's approach shot on 15. And it's a fantastic shot. I mean, his drive takes him behind the tree in the left of the fairway at the top of the hill on 15, which is obviously... That second shot's already going to be tough because you got the little creek in front of the green, and it's, you know, a par 5 that you want to get a stroke on. And anyways, he puts himself behind the tree, and his shot ends up on the green, so it's a really good shot, not only in terms of distance, but he kind of has to shape it around the branches. But what was really cool is when we cut to Jordan, he's sitting there, he hits a shot, and he's boom. He's watching, and in the back, well, first, right as he's going to approach it, you just hear it get really loud, which, you know, given how decorous, I don't know if that's a word, but like how willing to follow decorum the Augusta crowd is, you know that if it's going to get really loud, it's not because people are being rude while they're in their backswing. It's probably somewhere else and they're reacting to a fantastic shot. So anyways, as he's hitting the shot, you hear the roar. And right away, I'm like, I bet you he was taking that shot when, like, again, this was a couple minutes later, but it's like, I bet you we're seeing not a live shot that just happened, but it happened a couple minutes ago, because I bet you that He was hitting that shot when Thagata hit his. And then as I'm like saying that and thinking that, if you look closely again, he's at 15 and Thagata chips in at 16, right? So anyways, the camera angle is really sick because you can not first you hear it, then you see the crowd rise. And given where they're at, as I'm sure you're well aware, there's like, it almost looks, so the crowd that's ultimately on the hill by 16, right? With like, so if you're on the tee box of 16, they're past the grandstand on the left, right? But the way the angle was of the camera at that height and where Jordan was behind the tree, and given at all the lines of sight, if a person didn't know the course, it would be easy for them to think that that crowd at 16 was actually a crowd at 15. You know what I'm saying? So like, it was like, so it made it extra cool because it's like, if you just look at the crowd, you're like, what the hell are they reacting to? Jordan's not even at the green yet. Like, he's just hitting, you know, it's not like he, but it was just like a really cool sequence where we see Thagatas, and a couple minutes later, long enough for it to, like, you have to like, oh, that's happening while, you know, because of the roar. But oftentimes we will cut to a golfer's shot and it happens to be while a roar is happening elsewhere on the course. Sometimes, you know, like 700 yards the opposite way or whatever. But that time it was cool because it was like we're hearing the roar during a different shot, but we can also see the crowd way in the background instead of it just being elsewhere on the course and the roar has reverberated through the pines, you know, like, I don't know, it's really cool. Sorry. Oh no, yeah, I know, but I'm saying 15 has its own grandstand, and 15 on both sides of the green if you're approaching it, and then it has the standing area by the right grandstand. And of course people can pass by to go to the restrooms there behind 16's tee box. But again, it's just like, if Jordan's tee on 15 was a little further ahead or a little to the right, the camera would be set up a little higher to where that 16's crowd on the hill, you would be, like, basically your line of sight, you would see a little bit more of the gap. Like whether it be the pond at 16 or 16's green or that little bit of just like pedestrian space between the backside of 15. And anyways, you would be like, okay, that's clearly a crowd for a different hole. But again, the way the angle lined up, it almost looked like a crowd was reacting at 15, but to something that didn't happen. So I don't know, it was a really cool sequence because again, you normally hear that roar, but it's elsewhere on the course. This one was like, you hear it, you're like, oh, someone must have hit a good shot. This must have been when so and so hit a good shot. And then you see the crowd, and you know spatially, you're like, oh, yep, that has to have been Thagata's. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's my favorite place to be, the 15's grandstand, the top right of it, because you can look down to your left at 16's tee and essentially see all of it. I mean, you want to like you want to be too close to their action on the green, but you get 15's approach, all of 15's green, and then 16's tee, which is the majority of the hole because it's par 3. And yeah, you have that bathroom right there. And then if you're in that grandstand, if you go across them towards essentially in between 15's green and 17, there's the beer or like a food hut. Like it's not even like a cart, it's a full building that has the lines and all of it, food and everything, beer. So it's a really convenient spot. Love that. What you got going on the rest of the day? Okay, I can close out of the game now. And boo boo juice. Yo, who'd you use? Speaking of the ads, going back to that, Is your Prime being used? I know I've only streamed 3 times. I'm not saying you should use your Prime on me. Not until I start streaming again more consistently. I was just curious. I didn't even. I've streamed so little that when you mentioned the ads, I didn't even like connect all the like. Oh, that must mean your sub has ended, or that like it just was like, oh, we all watch ads because of commercials and television. Dude, it was so bad. I blanked. All right. Tomorrow we got Real and Chelsea. Chelsea also with the managerial change. Imagine changing your man. Well, Chelsea is a bit more understandable, a bit, slightly. But as you're going into the quarterfinal of the championship.